Now, there has been a lot of criticism over whether the federal government is doing enough to help. FEMA says that they have sent the right amount of people to the disaster zone and the resources are there and more are on the way, but not everyone is feeling that impact.
All the people need right now is just some form of communications saying, we can't give you answers right now, but this is what to expect.
Now, one of the people that's helping people out today is Hermo-Fernandez. He joins us today. He's helping deliver supplies to the people in Lahaina. Dale, thanks so much for joining us. I know that you and some of your friends have been helping so many people out there in Maui. I heard that you delivered some 3,000 gallons of gas to people in the last 4 days. Can you talk to us about what you're doing and why?
Yeah, we know, well, we're on this side and we've seen the fire. We live in Kihei, the other side of the island. We couldn't sit at home not knowing how much has happened out in Lahaina. So me and a few of our friends, we got together. We had supplies donated. We went out the first day and we seen a lot of people sitting on the side of the road that were sitting in their cars during their fire, and all had ran out of gas. And all they needed was about 5 gallons of gas either to get out or to get to the next gas station. So that was our goal, just try to help people out and, get families out or get families out to get supplies or to the next gas station. We didn't expect to have to do it for so long to get so many people out. But, yeah, it's been a lot. There's a lot of people on the other side in the Pili, Kahana, Honokowai, that's pretty much refugees out there, and none of them have seen any FEMA officers. None of them have seen anybody from the government. Not even take attendance, not even a drop off water, not even a drop off food for the people that's stuck out on the other side, So not only me and my friends, there's a lot of local people jumping in, local companies. Maui Brewing Company helped us a lot with getting our totes. We all pitched in to buy the fuel, and we just really wanted to get the people what they needed. Like as of right now, as we speak, they needed rice. My friends got a pallet of rice and they're sending it out to some of the sites right now. We just know there was a need, that there's a lot of people on the other side that had a need, and we just wanted to do something.
Incredible to think that people just were fleeing so fast that they drove until they ran out of gas, and then you found them. I gotta wonder, what goes through your mind when you hear FEMA say that they have the right amount of people there and that they have the right amount of resources and that more resources are on the way? Does that match with what you've seen?
No. They have a lot of resources at their places, but we have people stuck that can't get to their places. So there were an empty tank of gas on the side of the road, and these people are expecting them to come to a shelter. Now they come to the shelter, there's thousands of people there, and you show up with your family. You don't want to be in that place climbing over people, and right now FEMA has people camping outside the shelter because they don't want to be inside. FEMA is refusing to give these people donated goods just because they haven't checked into the War Memorial Stadium, which we really feel is unfair. And in fact, they went through and cleaned those people out of the parking lot to move them to Maui High last night without any notice. No, there's not enough resources. This was one of the biggest disasters that happened in the U.S. history for fire. We need the biggest and best people on the ground doing recovery. We need people. Some of these people don't even have the right information. If we could have a FEMA person going around to these camps to explain the road's open, you can go, the road's closed, you can't go. Here's a place to help, you can go. Do you need a ride? Do you have health care? But none of the government is helping the people on the other side. We understand there was a tragedy in Lahaina and so many people lost so much. And everybody that lost a lot, there's some that's still alive and they're struggling on the other side of the barrier and on the other side of the disaster and can't get out. And yet they're sitting there wondering where their family members are and what's going to come of this. Yes.
We've heard so much about the confusion that a lot of people are feeling right now. You've been meeting so many people face to face. What are they telling you? What's the biggest thing they need right now? And are they getting any clarity at all in terms of where to get help and what's coming next?
For the people that's not in the FEMA shelters, they are not getting any clarity. The people that's out in like these refugee camps out at the parks in Honokawai, Napili Park, Napili Market, they are asking us for the information from the outside because they don't know. You know, like if we would have one FEMA person going around and letting them know, hey, this is happening, you can go here. There's medical aid here. There's not, because without the cell phones, they don't have no communications outside. We could have one National Guard person running the supplies that's getting held at Malaya. Locals are trying to give supplies, but getting held at checkpoints because of certain officers feeling certain ways. You know, and when we could just take those donations in a truck and drop it off to these people that are starving at these parks. And, you know, as a blessing, today's and the last couple of days, they've been well stocked. A lot of people stepped up, dropped off waters and food, clothing, tents, propane for cooking because there's no electricity, there's no water, clean water. So we've been trying to haul 300-gallon totes of water out there, just doing anything we can to make it a little easier on the people on the other side because they seem to be forgotten, you know, and that's kind of how me and my friends felt. So that's why we did what we did.
Dale, I mean, I can't imagine being a family stuck there without gas and without water, and then seeing you and your friends coming to the rescue. Can't thank you enough for joining us, and can't thank you for the work that you're doing out there enough. Dale, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.